Hi, welcome back to yet another episode of Management Snippets. This time, our episode number 4, which talks about a common thing which a salesman faces. That is when the customer asks the opinion about the competitor products. This is quite often this happens when the customer asks, how was the product of the competitor? So, what is the reaction of the salesman? The knee-jerk reaction of the salesman is to naturally badmouth about the competitor product in his enthusiasm to sell his own product. But is this the right way to do it? And this is not taken, and this is called negative marketing. Okay, so whenever you badmouth of the competitor or company or the competitor product, this is called negative marketing, and it is not taken in the right spirit by the customer. You should always remember that the customer is not so naive. He also understands, he or she also understands the competitor products, your product also. So don't take the customer lightly. So he or she may be trying to know your, he's trying to cross-check the information that he must be having already about the competitor product, and he's trying to gauge you. Okay, so what is your attitude? So try to know about this when you actually respond to such a query. Always remember that when you point finger at someone, 3 fingers are pointing back at you and 1 finger is pointing upwards towards the God. So please be judicious when you actually accuse the competition or badmouth about them. And how to deal with the situation, I'll just give you an example. We must have heard about the Mark Antony's famous speech in Shakespeare's famous play about Julius Caesar. And at the time of death of Julius Caesar, Mark Antony gives a speech to the people just prior to this funeral. So though it was Brutus who was one of the conspirators to kill Julius Caesar, and nobody could actually go and accuse Brutus or his people because of the obvious reasons, because they were in the power. And what Mark Antony did was his famous speech, which started with friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. And the speech is a very fabled speech in which it's a funeral speech in which he does not blame Brutus or any other conspirator, but in fact he started the speech with addressing the conspirators as honorable men. And then during the speech he subtly impregnates praises and pardons for Caesar, and by the time the speech was over, the people raised against Brutus and the conspirators, because they were all these impregnated subtle hints the people could understand, and they revolted against Brutus. So this is how a salesman should have the gift of the gab. He should be able to play with the words, and maybe you can take the customer by surprise by actually praising your competitor's product or the competitor's company. So that gives you more credibility, and he will lend you his ears. And you can then, once you have won the the confidence of the customer, then you can start putting in 1 or 2 negative points about the competitor product or the competitor company, which will be more credible to the customer. And then you can, whenever you put a negative point of the competition, put a positive point, equivalent positive point of your product and your company, so that you scores over in the customer's mind. So this is called juxtaposing. Yeah, right? You put a bad point of the competitor, juxtapose with your good point. And in between, to increase your credibility even more, you can even put 1 or 2 innocuous bad features of your company or your product also, which will bring more credibility to you. Because and always remember that this needs to be, these negative points about your own company or your own product should not be it should not be a self goal. It should be in a very intelligent way, so that it does not boomerang on you. It should not bite you back. Okay, so be very judicious when you do this. It is a subtle art. Okay, so put 1 or 2 points so that give the customer the impression that you are not discriminative, or you are very impartial. So that kind of thing, which will win you the customer's mind, and then take you out of the situation, this awkward situation when customer asks you about the competitor product. It has to be gently handled, and it has to be handled with care. So this was the bottom line of this episode of Management Snippets, Implement to Win. The bottom line is, subtly handle the customer's query on the competitor product. Don't do bad mouthing or negative marketing, and very aptly put bad points of the competitor in a credible way and very cautious way. Thank you so much.